find out if a promise has finally turned into a reality. A couple of years ago, Renault got us all very excited. They pumped up a Clio, made it rear-wheel drive and crammed it full of V6. While most journalists were happy enough with the mid-engine concept and outrageous wide body, they belittled its 230 horsepower that could only drag it to 60 in 6.4 seconds. The Clio V6 had committed a cardinal sin. It looked faster than it was. So they brought us back to Renault land to meet V6 Mark II. Visibly different thanks to its new Clio nose and these titanium-coloured air scoops. But what matters most is what they've changed back here, both inside the engine and underneath it. You see, the problem wasn't just a lack of power, but also a lack of a well-balanced chassis. Basically, it handled like an old Porsche 911, with a light understeery front that suddenly swapped to a backwards into the hedge affair. The engine has been sort of sorted with a new camshaft and a few techie things which bring the power up to 255 bhp and the 0 to 60 down to a far more respectable 5.8 seconds. Aided by a slicker shift and shorter ratios, it certainly feels a lot more lively. Plus, they've done a bit more playful tuning with the air intake. So, as the rev counter winds its way round to that 7,200 limit, it sounds faster. Sorting the handling isn't quite so simple though, and a whole new rear subframe assembly has been created which, allied to a stiffer front anti-roll bar and firmer springing all-round, promises to do the job. You see, the revised suspension geometry keeps the rear wheels at their optimum camber for longer. And the increased firmness reduces the amount of weight transferred during cornering, braking and accelerating, so providing a more stable platform. Simple, isn't it? Mind you, it is hard to tell the difference in everyday use, but you are soon aware of one change that hasn't been made. The V6 Clio still offers precious little lock, and a 3-point turn usually takes 5. Now, most buyers will have them as toys. And where do you play with toys? On tracks. Unfortunately, the racetrack supplied by Renault, the Circuit du Albi, is either very fast or very slow, thanks to some strategically placed chicanes. And neither is really ideal to put this car to the test. But what I can tell you is that this Renault now has a massive amount of rear-end grip, and with that firmer suspension doing its job admirably, it's actually pretty hard to unsettle it, even if you want to. As before, if you enter a corner a bit too quickly, you'll find the front end pushing wide, but now when you lift off to solve the problem, it doesn't suddenly snap into a big oversteer and send you sideways, which is a good job considering that limited amount of lock, which made it very difficult to catch in the old V6. But unfortunately, neither have they provided the V6 with a little bit of power oversteer, which you want to put a smile on your face. So it's now a much safer car on track, but not really any more fun. On sale in Britain in July with a price tag of £27,000, it won't outrun the Imprezas and Evos of this world. But if it's a stylish coupe you're looking for, and let's face it, this Clio is a lot more than a hot hatch, then the V6 is a much better choice for the enthusiast than the trendy Audi TT. But that doesn't mean I'd buy one. Like it though I do, come October, the new Nissan 350Z arrives, and that's got more power and handles better. So, hit or miss? Well, let's settle for a near hit, shall we?